We are live and ready to dive deep, folks, right into the heart of, well, it's a crisis, really. Wildfires, I mean, raging across South Carolina.
Yeah, you said it.
It's, well, it's all over the news, obviously, but,
Right.
it's way more than just a headline for the people who are living through it.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, this is their homes, their communities, their lives, up in flames.
Exactly.
And we've got reports, maps, firsthand accounts, the whole shebang, and we're going to try to unpack what's happening, why this matters, and what it could mean for you wherever you are.
Yeah, I think what's really striking is just the speed, how quickly this situation escalated. Like we're
Yeah.
talking about over 175 separate fires
Why?
igniting and burning, a total area that's 4 times the size of Central Park
Jeez.
in New York City. And it's not just acreage. These fires are being fueled by just extremely dry conditions.
Yeah.
The humidity is so low, it's almost unbelievable.
I mean, I was looking, and it's single-digit humidity.
6 rate?
I mean, that's just kindling, waiting for a spark, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And tragically, those sparks, I mean, they've turned into a raging inferno, especially around Myrtle Beach.
Right.
The Carolina Forest Fire, that one alone has doubled in size. I mean,
It's huge.
it's burning an area like twice the size of Disney World now.
It's a perfect storm scenario. Months and months of drought turned all the vegetation into basically tinder.
Wow.
And then you've got these strong winds fanning the flames, literally pushing that fire across the landscape.
Yeah.
And it's important to realize that fuel, as firefighters call it, it's not just trees.
Right.
I mean, it's everything. It's dry grass, it's fallen leaves, anything that can catch fire.
So you've got these desperate conditions, and then, add in hundreds of families who are being forced to evacuate. They don't even know what they're going to go back to.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine the stress of that?
Yeah.
Packing up, whatever.
Yeah.
You can grab your pets, flee in your home, and you don't even know if it's going to be standing when you get back.
Absolutely. It's deeply unsettling.
Yeah.
And it really highlights the human toll of these types of events,
For sure.
which, often gets overlooked, I think, when you just see the numbers.
You'd see the acreage or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And beyond the personal impact, there's just the sheer scale of the response effort,
Yeah, right.
Over 400 firefighters are battling these blazes with 127 fire trucks and even Black Hawk helicopters,
Really?
dumping water from the sky.
I mean, it's like an action movie.
like
These
a-
helicopters dropping 600-gallon buckets of water.
It's incredible.
But it also, I mean, it's a reminder of the danger involved.
Oh, yeah.
And the bravery of these men and women who are, putting their lives on the line to fight these fires.
Right.
The governor's declared a state of emergency. There's a total ban on outdoor burning,
Wow.
and resources are coming in from all over the place.
Yeah, it's incredible the coordination that's involved.
Yeah.
You've got the National Guard, the Forestry Commission, local teams.
All working together.
Yeah, all working together. And one tactic they're using is called a controlled burn,
Okay.
which is basically they're deliberately setting fires.
Really?
Yeah, to create what's called a fire break, which is like a buffer zone.
Right.
So that the wildfire can't cross because there's no fuel left.
So it's like fighting fire with fire.
Exactly. It's
Right.
risky, but it's often crucial in containing these massive blazes.
While they're doing that amazing work, we can't forget about the lasting effects these fires have on communities.
Right.
I mean, it's not just the immediate danger, it's the economic disruption, the mental stress of displacement, the uncertainty of rebuilding,
Absolutely. I mean, the
Yeah.
economic fallout could be significant. You're
Yeah.
talking about property damage, lost tourism revenue. I mean, Myrtle Beach is a major tourist destination.
Right.
And then just the strain on resources. It all adds up to a substantial cost for the state and the people who live there.
Well, there's some hope, right?
Yeah.
Forecasters are predicting rain later this week,
Right.
and that could really be a game changer.
Oh, rain would make a huge difference.
Yeah.
It would dampen the fuel, make it much harder for the fire to spread, give firefighters, a huge advantage.
Right.
But even with rain, the risk remains, it's volatile. Things can change really quickly.
So what can folks listening take away from this, even if they're thousands of miles away from South Carolina?
Well, I think it's a stark reminder of the importance of having a solid evacuation plan.
Yeah.
Have you thought about yours?
Like, what would you grab first?
Yeah, exactly. What would you grab first? Where would you go? It's not about being alarmist.
Right.
It's about being prepared.
Right.
And I think it also underscores the, undeniable connection between extreme weather events and a changing climate.
Yeah.
We're seeing, these types of events happening more frequently with greater intensity. This isn't about pointing fingers or getting into, a political debate or anything like that. It's
Right.
about recognizing the reality that we're facing
Yeah.
and considering what role we can play in addressing the underlying causes.
That's definitely some food for thought. As we wrap up here, I want to leave everyone with this question. How can we as individuals and communities better prepare for these increasingly frequent and severe wildfires? I mean, it's not just about surviving the storm.
Yeah,
It's about building resilience for the long haul.
absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
that's all the time we have for today's deep dive. We'll be back soon with more in-depth discussions about events that matter.
Looking forward to it.
See you next time.
Take care.